It's the National Football League on EA Sports, and we'll play host to a battle between conferences. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the New York Giants, and it kicks off next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, the Giants began play all the way back in 1925. And almost 100 years later, this venue was built to house their next era. MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one who is more skilled at leveraging that experience, more than likely is going to come away with the win.
Here's Graham Gano out for the opening kick. And away we go from East Rutherford. He's going to field this at the 2. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So here come the Chiefs, taking the field for their first drive of the game. Leading them out, someone who, Brock, I think needs less introduction than anyone in the NFL today. It's Patrick Mahomes.
All of us as sports fans, we know those players in the other sports that when we just think of the greatest to ever do it, a skill set that's different than everybody else, immediately a player pops in your mind. And while we have seen GOATs like Tom Brady and Super Bowl winners many times over like Bradshaw, Montana, and Aikman, there's just not many that have ever done it with the flair, the style, and the skill set of Patrick Mahomes.
Lucky that didn't end as an interception. So it's second down coming up.
Can't cover it much better than that really well-covered Kate on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. He's got his man, that's Travis Kelce. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That play goes for 19 and a new set of downs.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
Throwing on first down, Mahomes finds his man. It's Worthy. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. Second down now, 7 to go. Back to the air, Mahomes. And there's a man there, it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyler Newman. And it's a touchdown as he brings it back for the pick 6. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick 6 starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have, but boy, can it set a tone early.
Graham Gano to tack on the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Starting from the 5. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The Chiefs sending their offense out for the second time this game. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. Mahomes trying to get after the pick. Along the sideline, Brown brings it in. And he's going to get this up close to the 40 before going out.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. And the third and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Here's 2nd and 2. He's got Brown on the slant. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Oh, they're gonna run the option in the short side. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
It's easy for me to say up here in the friendly confines of the booth, Kate, but that was not the right read. And you hate seeing him absorb yet another hit at the end of the play. You never want him taking unnecessary shots throughout this game.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. He'll get it to Rashee Rice, complete. And this is through the midfield stripe and onto the Giants side of the field.
Well, he saw his guys pick up the blitz. Well, he felt them pick it up anyway if he wasn't looking at him. But with their effort on his behalf, I think this QB felt owed to them and the group up front to find somebody to get a completion, so that effort up front wasn't in vain.
They send the tight end in motion. 3rd down, it's Mahomes. Hits him on the in route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
First and 10 from the 41. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Completed over the middle. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
2nd and 3 now. Another throw for Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And he pushes this down to the 22-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And the Chiefs are going to have a first down.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
Throwing again, Mahomes finds his man Rice. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Second and 3 now. Again, Mahomes to throw. And that is caught. It's a Kansas City touchdown. The Chiefs reach pay dirt for the first time this game. All right, partner, what do you think? Was that a design read, or did he just see space and he was reacting more on the old quarterback instinct there?
Yes. I think yes on both of them. And that play happens so fast that it really is instincts on both sides.
Now Harrison Butker for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the Chiefs tie this game 7-7. Butker on now to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. So out come the Giants. Their first drive of the game coming up. Bringing him out to #1 pick in 2015, a former league leader in passing. It's Jameis Winston.
Simply put, there's not a throw on the field he's not capable of making. His arm can reach every blade of grass, which as a defender is an absolute pain to have to worry about down in and down out. And as an offense, it energizes you for the possibility of a big play at any time.
And he'll get taken down after advancing this to the 37.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. From the gun, it's Tracy. And his short gain gets them a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Winston now. And that's going to be batted away. Incomplete, so a pretty hum-hum way to wrap up our first quarter.
When a defender can get his hands on a pass and knock it away in any way, that's usually good things for the defense.
Couldn't connect on first. It's 2nd down. Winston looking to throw. Into the hands of Neighbors. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And the Giants will have a 1st down.
There's no routes on the old proverbial route tree, Kate, that takes more trust than throwing an out route. You're throwing it to a spot and believing your guy can get there.
On the handoff, this is Tracy. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
You know, Kate, I like to call these body blows. Body blows. You got to be committed to running the football. Even if it doesn't move the chains, I guarantee you that wear and tear will pay dividends later.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 48. That pass is caught by Wan'Dale Robinson. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
From a great throw to a nice route and catch to moving the chains, there wasn't a whole lot not to like about that amazing play.
Opening script working gangbusters so far. 1st and 10 now at the 29. Here's Winston to the air. That one's incomplete over the middle.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. They're going play action. He's on the move. Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
All right, first sack on the board on the first drive as a defense, and now, well, now we let the chess match begin. The adjustments begin, because we know pressure leads to sacks, and sacks in this league often leads to wins.
Defense looking to defend the marker on 3rd down. Here's Winston. Finds the in route complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 26-yard pickup there. And that will set up 1st and goal.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine, because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. We'll get back to East Rutherford after this. Second quarter about to get underway, and an opportunity to score here for the Giants. Winston has it down close, and this one stopped at the 3-yard line.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason this is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
They've held him out twice. Here we go, 3rd and goal. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. Gets it towards the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Fourth and goal, tie game. Back now, pressure on its way. And they will score. Touchdown, New York. The Giants finish off their opening drive. Well, whether he stays the go-to guy the entire game, we will all judge together. But no doubt about it on that opening drive, Brock, he was the star. Bunch of catches and a touchdown to begin this one.
Yeah, I think this is twofold. Number one, you love to get this guy started early. He's a playmaker. He's a difference maker. Number two, this defense, well, they better be on high alert because this offense feels like they have a matchup they can attack, and that time attack a 3rd time for 6.
Gano for the PAT. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Giants break that tie and now lead by 7. Gano ready to send this away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The Chiefs are out once again. Their offense led by Patrick Mahomes. And after the impressive drive we just witnessed, you gotta imagine that they are hoping to respond with something similar.
Yeah, and I don't love to use the word can't, right? But this can't be a 3 and out for this offense right here. They got to give their defense a chance to catch their breath and turn some of the momentum in the building.
No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got to tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Blitz coming, Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They get 27 on the play. And it'll be 1st down, Kansas City.
That's just a gorgeous corner route by the wide receiver. I bet you'll find, Kate, in the annals of football history, the best corner route runners as receivers are also the best slant runners, the best post runners, because it's all about change of direction, and that was put on display right there.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. Fires right away, but incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Pacheco gets it from the gun. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
His goal's pretty clear, Kate. Crash forward and then crash inside. Set that edge, but if you can come inside and bury that runner before it gets started, all the better.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. Buying some time left. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
That's just a case where you're trying to make something when there really is nothing there. There just wasn't an opening for him to work with, and he was lucky to get what he could.
The Chiefs looking to punt on 4th down, so on comes Matt Araiza to handle it. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. The home teams, and they're wide out, headed to the field for a new series. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. And so far, they've executed exactly how they drew it up, Brock. Early lead, no points allowed, and a chance now to seize control of the game on their 2nd possession.
And, Kate, generally, offenses love to script their first 10 to 15 plays. Well, this entire game script is playing out just the way they want to. Kate, I can promise you that's one of those play-action plays they've repped over the week during practice. That both quarterback and tight end went to bed last night thinking, man, I hope this one's called. And when it is, I hope you have just a little space to operate. That play-action works beautifully, and the tight end, the beneficiary.
And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the 1st down.
Okay, this is why coaches across all levels of football harp on the importance of good, fundamental tackling, not just to hear themselves talk. It's to make sure that when one of their guys has a chance to bring down a running back, they're able to do it and keep those plays from going any further.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody.
Yeah.
And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
And he gets it forward to steal about a yard out of that. Christian Fulton, the one to bring him down.
This defense didn't give up contain there, Kate. That was an instance where the more exciting plays were taken away downfield. And even looking to the tight end wasn't going to net them much.
Chiefs in a nickel set for this 3rd down call. Throwing is Winston. Escapes the pocket. He's running for it. Breaks the tackle, still going. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a 1st down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
He finds Johnson. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the 1st.
Gosh, I really like this receiver on that drag route in particular. Why? Because he's a guy that creates after the catch. They don't close quickly. He could take it to the house.
New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. Staying between the tackles with Tracy. And with a nice gain, he runs him down inside of field goal range. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
2nd and 1. Ooh, would have been a big gainer if they connected, but they could not. Instead, 3rd down coming up.
You know, I love this, Kate, from an offense. Just philosophically, stretching that secondary out with your tight end. Even still, one of the deeper targets you're going to see him get. It's a shame they couldn't quite connect.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Tough one to retain through that hit. And now they're left with 4th and short. Got the one-on-one they wanted, Brock, on that slant, but just not enough to get the completion.
Yeah, you got to create separation. We all love the slant route. It could be super effective, but you got to beat press. You got to beat jam. You got to beat off man, and you got to create separation so there's not that bang-bang impact to knock the ball loose like that.
They come through with 6 yards there, Brock, and they're rewarded with a new set of downs.
That's a pretty clear plan of attack by the back from the very start. Found the lane quickly, didn't hesitate, knew exactly what he needed to get get past the marker.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he finds space for about a 3-yard gain. Drew Tranquil brings him to the ground. Give him a few yards on that run. It's 2nd and 7.
I know that may look like a whole lot of nothing burger on the stat sheet, but those are the kind of plays, that inside run, that you see creative play action come off of later in the game.
So it's the 2-minute warning here from MetLife. It's the Giants with a 2nd and 7. They've got a man in motion. Off the play fake, he's gonna throw. Pocket isn't holding up, they're able to drop him. And that pushes them back, 3rd down coming up.
For how well they were moving the ball on this possession, surprising. Surprising to see them get caught up now. And even more surprising, Kate, to see them knocked so far backwards with a sack. At this point, well, you got to get back on schedule. Maybe even a manageable 4th down if you don't get the first.
And Kansas City going to the dime look on 3rd down. We've got 6 DBs out there. And he'll be touchdown after a big play.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. Working inside the red zone. And this is cut. Touchdown, New York! The Giants grow their lead just before halftime. Malik Neighbors with a touchdown. Slant route, as it does so many times every game we call, Brock. Paying dividends. Made that touchdown look a lot easier than it was.
An uncontested release that close to the end zone spells disaster for a defense every time, Kate. You got to have a whole lot more physicality at the point of attack because a QB is always going to be looking for that short little slant near the goal line.
Gano for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Giants double their lead to 14. Gano ready to send this away. Fielded at the 7. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Chiefs taking over now, real late in this opening half. And down a couple of scores, Brock. They probably try to get this into field goal range to trim that lead before halftime. Throwing on 1st down, Mahomes. That finds Hunt, complete. The big play nets him 17 yards. And the Chiefs are going to have a 1st down.
At that down and distance, this group was pretty confident the screen would get him enough yards for the first, and it did. And so long as it keeps working like that, I bet you it'll be a go-to play for them when they need it the next time.
A jolt to start that drive. They're up near the 45-yard line. They motion the tight end over. Mahomes on 1st and 10. Completes this one to Rice. He's got a gain of 6 there. Micah McFadden able to make the play. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Kelsey makes the catch. And he'll have it down to the 44-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10. Back to the air, Mahomes. Hauled in by Gray. And he's taken down at the 30. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Kansas City.
Sure nice to see them looking for their tight ends in the passing game. Such great size to have out there. It really forces defenses to try to find a way to defend them along with everybody else.
Again, Mahomes to throw. Finds his man Rice. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. All right, timeout taken by the offense. 5 seconds left, and they can take some points into the locker room on this final play of the half. The Chiefs bring on Harrison Butker for the field goal. It's a 39-yarder from the left hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that'll get him back to 11.
Well, nothing to critique there. Good snap, good hold, and he puts it through to pay off the drive with 3 points.
Well, Brock, barring the touchback, this kickoff should run out the half, so better make that return good as it's away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive. All right, keeping it simple. They're just going to call a give right up the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. That's going to bring us to the end of this first half of football with the Giants holding things down in East Rutherford. Now down the coast we go to Orlando, Florida, in our studio there. Jonathan Coachman waiting by with the EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Back to you and Brock in a bit. But first, time for our EA Sports Halftime Report. In the first half, it was the veteran Jameis Winston just doing his thing. He came on after a slow start to fire 2 second-quarter touchdown passes and give his guys the lead at the intermission.
Butker on now to kick this one away. Gray now on the return. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The home team's back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has him with the advantage as we move through this third quarter. Winston now. Gets this to Johnson. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Big gain, 14 on the play. And it's good enough for a New York first down.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
New set of downs for him at the 38. Winston to throw it. Able to hit Robinson, complete. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Winston looking to throw. Sideline throw reeled in by Neighbors. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short on the 35.
I know I can sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
Offense to the line for second down. Here's Winston. Fits it through the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
Well, that one was drawn up and delivered beautifully, efficiently. If it's not circled on the call sheet already, you better believe it is now.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he has it along the sideline, but he got a little too close to that edge. They're going to say he's out of bounds. We've got second down.
The best of the best, they just have this intuition, Kate. They know where the boundary is without looking. This receiver's not quite at that level yet. He lost track of where he was, and he brought it in, but out of bounds.
2nd and 10 now. Neighbors with a catch. We'll have him gain about a handful there. Something he does so well. Nick Bolton making the stop. This offense looking to convert as they come up on 3rd down. Running back, motioning right. 3rd down from the gun. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
That's why these coaches get paid, Kate, what they get paid. You got to make adjustments. That's a different look of defense than the one we saw in the first half. And you got to keep fighting, keep scratching, keep clawing, because that effort is going to be key here the rest of the way.
4th down, we're going to see an incredible nickname, one of my favorites in the game, the Scottish Hammer, Jamie Gillen on the punt. And he can't hurt you with a return if you just kick it out of bounds, right? This one flies out right around the 15-yard line. The Chiefs are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And he has continued to own this defense and keep on throwing that football, partner, making this performance one that he's going to remember, but as you like to say, the defense would probably rather forget. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on, it's incomplete.
Oh, that drop is such a bummer because it ruins the payoff of such a well-designed play, Kate. Got the man open, beat the coverage, but then you got to go finish it. You got to go make that catch. I will say, keep that one in mind. They could revisit that play in the future.
A 2nd down throw for Mahomes. Caught for big yards on the right side. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. It's a 24-yard gash, and it gives them the 1st down.
Yeah, these in cuts maybe aren't the hardest throws from a degree of difficulty, Kate, but it does take some courage as a quarterback to throw into congested spaces, but it can pay big dividends.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down. Running left with Pacheco. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
From the 47. Why not go back to it again if it's working? Complete. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. Brought down by Paulson Adebo.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on a defense.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Man in motion here. 1st and 10, it's Mahomes. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. That one vehemently swatted away. So it'll be 2nd down.
I don't fault the look downfield at all. I mean, that was just a situation there where it's a better defensive play than the offense executing.
Couldn't connect on 1st, it's 2nd down. Throwing again, Mahomes. That pass is complete to Kelsey. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20.
You get this big old dude like him in the slot, it's an automatic mismatch advantage. You're trading a little bit of speed, sure. But you sure do get a lot of size. And anytime he's in the slot, you got to assume the ball's going his way.
3rd and a lone yard coming up. Another throw for Mahomes. Cover man is there, and he harmlessly knocks it away. Incomplete. Looking for Travis Kelsey that time. So it's going to be 4th and short.
That's just simply great positioning to swat the ball away. He stayed in a spot where he could disrupt the throw before the target and make a play on it.
They'll go. It's Mahomes. Buys time, rolling right. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They hit him for 5 yards on 4th down and get the successful conversion.
I love that play. I mean, that's quarterback 101. Nothing downfield, get what you can with your legs, but so much more importantly, protect yourself. Availability, one of the most important abilities for any quarterback.
Running out of the gun with Pacheco. And he'll pick up a little down to the 12-yard line. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Out of the gun, it's Mahomes. That one's incomplete in the end zone.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back into rhythm.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down. Operating from the gun, here's Mahomes. Chased out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, and so was the defense, and they take him down. And the defense comes through. That's going to back him up and bring up 4th down.
This defense has been trying like mad to do anything to disrupt the rhythm, get the QB off his spot. It's got to be a massive relief to see their efforts paid off on that play.
So on 4th down, the Chiefs field goal unit and Harrison Butker headed out from 37 yards in the right hash. Up and good from Blankenship. And that brings the deficit back within a score, 8 points.
Inspiring a bunch of confidence in himself right there, Kate. 2nd time they brought him out for a field goal, and 2nd time, well, he's knocked it right through. Trust is earned in a number of different ways on the field, but that's the best way to gain it as a kicker.
All right, that lead cut down to 8 after that score, and the kick is away. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we see some of the highlights from their showing, his work a big part of why they're in front right now. Having a nice, solid game as their offensive leader. I think we can say he's had a firm grip on the wheel and has really driven them to this advantage. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, a gift to Tracy. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
These are the kind of runs, Kate, that just soften up a defense. Keep working on them, keep working on them. And eventually you're going to break one of those counters for even bigger yardage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the 29. Escapes the pocket. Steps up, and he's running with it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. Back now, pressure on its way. This is complete to Neighbors. And he's out of bounds just past, looks like, the 40-yard line. That play goes for 8 yards, and it keeps this drive moving.
Kid, I promise you, if you and I got to travel the country and watch young quarterbacks, even really good high school quarterbacks, out routes are the hardest to complete. Slants, goes, fades, all that stuff comes somewhat naturally, but really trusting yourself to throw that out route, that comes with time and experience.
This set it down starts with an option right. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
Here's Winston to the air. Got a man. Robinson has it. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. 3 quarters in the books from this one. It's the Giants with the ball, trying to close out what would currently be a win. From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. To throw, here's Winston. And this one too far in front of him, it's incomplete.
Well, you certainly want those throws to be automatic. Every team, if you're going to be efficient, you got to hit those passes in the short to intermediate zone to effectively move the ball in this league.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Throwing is Winston. Catch made, Tyrone Tracy. And he's going to be brought down at the 35-yard line.
Translatable skills, that's what you call it. So effective as a runner, but those same traits that make him a great runner, adept at getting those yards, well, he translates it now as a receiver in the open field.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. A give to Tracy up the middle. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
Here's 1st and 10 from the 34. Here's Tracy once more. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. 1st down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 28. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
The challenge with so many sacks is it just disrupts everything in the rhythm and timing of your offense. All of these negative plays. Hey, this league and this game is hard enough when you're on schedule. All of these sacks setting you behind the chains, well, you've seen how disruptive it is for this offense.
Extra man in the secondary now for the Chiefs on 3rd down. Winston looking to throw. He's got him. That's Tracy. And he's brought down at the line.
I got to be honest, it hurts a little extra when it comes on 3rd down, but it really doesn't matter what down it is. If a completed pass is stopped at the line of scrimmage offensively, that's a failure. Defensively, that's a success.
This one of the biggest moments of the game for Graham Gano. It'll be a 54-yarder from the right hash. The kick is off the mark, no good. And they fail to make this a 2-score ball game.
And hope still remains in the building, Kate. Not a 2-score game. In fact, a make there, well, it could have been the death knell. But the miss, you just see it. It breathes some new life into the opposing sideline.
This offense and their quarterback making their way back out there, ready to take over once again. And on that last drive, Brock, he crossed a notable threshold in passing yards for the season. Always nice when you can reach one of those plateaus to look back on after the year's over. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Called in by Worthy. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
It takes a certain level of fearlessness, craziness to work over the middle of the field in this league. You're fighting through guys as you go, and all the while you know you could take a lick at any time.
Throwing on first down, Mahomes. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tried connecting with Xavier Worthy there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They haven't found it easy to score in this one, Brock, and physicality just like that, a big reason why.
And it usually is, Kate. I love defensive coordinators when they say, hey, it's not just what you see, it's what you hear. And you could hear the physicality of that knocking the ball loose.
And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. From the red zone now. To the sideline and brought in by Worthy. And he nearly broke it for 6. He steps in at the 3-yard line. Give him about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Kate, when you watch the combine, you'll watch guys try to make this throw, and without chemistry, it's so hard to execute. That was picture perfect. That's a QB and receiver on the same page, because that route, that deep out to the field, that takes just a different level of connectedness.
Mahomes. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete.
Quarterbacks, well, they're a lot like sharpshooters in the NBA. Sometimes they're just going to miss. You've got to shake it off and keep on firing.
So the incompletion on 1st. Here's 2nd and goal. Throwing with a blitz on the way. He's got it. Touchdown, Kansas City. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays that have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Here are the Chiefs facing a massive 2-point try. Again, Mahomes to throw. Oh, and he's got a man open. Complete! Ooh, and he can't shake the defense. They track him down in the backfield, and this 2-point attempt fails. Well, they took their shot at the tie, but they'll need to manufacture another score in the time remaining now as that 2-point try is unsuccessful.
It becomes a little bit tougher to punch it in for 2 when that defense knows what's on the line, too. That's a spot where their hand was forced after the touchdown. They had to do their best to surprise them with the call. Easier said, Kate, than done.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. He fields it from the 8. He's stopped on the return at the 27. The Giants offense all set to get started. Their lead cut down inside a field goal, so points imperative here to get some breathing room. They go play action on 1st. Fits it through the middle. Gain and a first down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Here's Winston. That's complete to Darius Slayton. And he's brought down after pushing to that 35-yard line. They get 13 on the pickup. And the Giants will have a first down. They're set up at the 35 now. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. And the big play drives them backwards. Second down coming up.
Final quarter, this quarterback's just feeling the need to do a little extra, try to make something happen outside the pocket. But the problem, defense wouldn't let them. They have that same kind of urgency. They want to make some plays of their own before they hit the showers, and they got one right there with that sack.
All right, here we go. Second down. Trying again following the sack. Pass cut by Tracy. And this one does not go far.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep them short of the sticks.
Dime coverage from the Chiefs on this third down. Looking to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Went way outside there trying to work that sideline, Brock, but by the time the ball had arrived, well, the defender had to knock that ball out.
I think you see my reaction in the booth every time
I do.
we see that throw, because I can close my eyes and remember the terror that I felt as a quarterback when you let that ball go and you're throwing it all the way to the boundary. There's some risk reward, and that time, well, there was no reward. Kate, they had a chance to take a field goal out of the picture, and I don't know how I can quantify this other than hope. Now you've provided hope for that opponent, because they know just get themselves into range and they can take care of business on their end.
The Chiefs and Rashee Rice readying for a new series on offense. And he has kept his pace up in the second half. His quarterback more than happy to keep throwing it his way, considering what he's been able to do with his looks all game. First and 10, it's Mahomes. Hauled in by Rice. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the gun, it's Mahomes. Play didn't break how they wanted it, and he throws this away. Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. To throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And they're going to bring him down at the 36. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
Here he is to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. The defense calls a timeout. That's their first. And they are quite frustrated having to call that after giving up the first. He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. They'll give this up the middle to Pacheco. And he's able to get this down to the 13. Timeout called, and that's going to be the 2nd for New York, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Motioning the tight end now. This throw is caught. And that play is brought to a halt, they're going to say, at the 5-yard line. Well, they've certainly got the field goal in their back pocket, but they're going to try for the touchdown first here and goal to go. Back to throw. That could be it, folks. It's intercepted. Picked off by Andrew Phillips.
Red zone defense. It is a part of the practice week at least twice, Thursdays, Fridays, even tuning it up on Saturdays, because it's all about protecting in the red zone. And not only protecting points, but taking the ball away. That is a gold star effort by the defense.
New York taking over once again. The offense heading out. And that 2-point lead, it's still right there on the scoreboard, Brock, after their defense got off the field clean.
And now, Kate, this offensive goal is to make sure that clock expires with that lead still in hand and them holding the ball. You absolutely do not want to give this ball back, knowing the other side still just needs a field goal.
And he found some running room for a nice gain. Second and 3 now. They go right back to Tracy. And he fought the good fight there just to make it back to the line. Timeout taken by the defense, their 2nd. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now. All plays on the table here for 3rd and 3. A give right side to Tracy. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32. The Chiefs will use their 3rd and final timeout. That's all they had, so the offense free to start running the clock down now. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. The Giants take a knee here, running out the final seconds to their victory.
There's still some time to bleed off the clock, but the important factor is that the defense is helpless to stop it. You could just run that clock down as far as you're able and take off every single second.
A kneel down here, and they can start to celebrate this win. Your favorite formation, right, Brock? The victory formation here as he takes a knee.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So here at MetLife, it's the G-Men who come away with the win. This is the type of game everyone was hoping they'd see when they entered this stadium, Brock, you and I included. A close one that went all the way down to the final whistle.
And Kate, this is one of the bigger adjustments a college player has to make to the NFL. In college, you get a lot of blowouts. The NFL, every game you get calloused because you know more often than not they'll be like this, a one-possession game. It's not about how you start. It's all about how you finish.
So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. It's a well-earned win for the Giants as we say so long from New York.